Yeah, hello and welcome to Behind the Pictures, our new channel for Halfway House Caravan Park. We took this site over 12 months ago next week, and it's been a whirlwind, to be honest, this first year. The site wasn't open last year, and we sort of started it up from scratch again, trying to get that sort of customer base up. And to be fair, we've had not a bad year really. Could have been a lot worse, but we've been really humbled by sort of comments we've had, and people that have come have really sort of seemed to enjoy it and like what we've done and like the place. Some people had been before under the old ownership. They've come back to us, so it's been really good. We've had busy weekends, we've had not so busy weekends, and we were just sort of looking how we can promote things. Our son does all the social media for the site, and he just said jokingly, "Oh, why don't we set a YouTube channel up and see if we can sort of promote behind the scenes of the campsite?" And I says, "What we're going to put on it? We're only a 5-pitch fan site really. There's not a lot, bit of maintenance. We're going to do quite a few alterations over the next couple of years, hopefully." And he said, "We can film all that and we can sort of promote it, and you know, and it's not really my cup of tea. It's not something I'm comfortable with really." And he says, "Well, you know," I said, "What can we do? What can we put on to get a half an hour's content every week?" And he says, "Well, we can go view attractions and, you know, do a half an hour video on a certain attraction in Lincolnshire." And I says, "Well, yeah, but there's only so much we can put on over a year." And he said, "Well, we can do things like go to pubs and review the different beers that pub does and what that pub's all about, and maybe different restaurants." And I thought, well, now you're talking.
A few moments later.
So as you can see, we're now doing YouTube videos. But the next problem is, how do we find time to do them? Because at the minute, all I do is cut edges. Yeah, so there you go, loads of edges to cut. But a little bit about how we came about buying this place really. There's other business we get all over the place, electrical wise, contracting, and we sort of fell in love with Lincolnshire 4 or 5 years ago. Probably not as far down south as we are in Lincolnshire, in Louth. We were looking at sort of northern Lincolnshire. But early 2024 we saw this place on the market. Sort of looked at it 2 or 3 times, weighed his options up and sort of sold up really, and purchased it and moved in November last year. Me and Julia are both from Yorkshire, Batley born and bred. Been motorhomes for 20-25 years, all over UK, Europe. It was always a dream to own a little campsite, and that dream came true last year. So we bought a campsite. What we're going to do with it? Well, we had big plans really. We were going to maybe expand it a little bit, but after running it for 12 months, we just love the 5-van site and the customers we get. Being overwhelmed, I mean, we like to sort of say that you come as a customer and you go home as a friend, and I would say 80%, 90% of people that have been this year, we like to think that. In fact, tonight we're actually going out with somebody that's been staying on our site numerous times this year, and we're going out. They've bought a lodge just up the road, and we're going out for a meal with them tonight into Louth. So yeah, you come here, you know, if you want to be left alone, have a quiet time, that's what you do. We're quite friendly, we love meeting people. If it's a two-way thing, we'll sit and talk for hours. But if you want to come and keep yourself to yourself, it's your prerogative. You're on holiday and we'll leave you alone. A few times last year we did what we call our pop-up pub nights, and they were a great success really. Just nice 10 people sat in the little bar or sat outside if the weather were right, talking about stories from caravanning to motorhoming, where they've been, where not to go, where's the best place to go. and it's just brilliant that it gets people talking. So yeah, we've got plans for doing that next year. Over the winter we're going to be doing the toilet blocks. We had some cards that we hand out every time anybody checks in, just for ideas. Like I say, it's our first year in the campsite. You know, what can we improve on? You know, what do you like, what don't you like? And the biggest thing really was with no showers. We've 2 toilets, and they're plenty big enough to fit the showers in. We just didn't have enough power to run electric showers, or we haven't got a boiler in the area. So that's the big project this winter, is ripping the toilets out, putting new toilets in and new showers. And then hopefully that should be great. We've put water to every pitch this year. Obviously every pitch has got electric. We were thinking about putting our standing on, but to be fair, we've been that spoilt with weather this year. It's been so dry, and the amount of people that said don't spoil it with gravel, just leave it as it is. So we'll look at it next year. Fingers crossed, we'll still be dry, and the weather will be as good as it's been this year. If it's half as good, we can't complain. So let's have a walk around. So this is what we call our wooded walkway. It's up at the top end of the site. Obviously it's very autumnal at the minute, but great place for catching wildlife, walking your dogs. We've had deer up here with rabbits, pheasants, red kites, literally everything you can think of. Absolutely brilliant. One of the first things I do on a morning when I get up is make myself a cup of coffee, and walk around here. We used to walk around with Lola, our dog, but unfortunately we lost her a couple of months ago. But I just got in the habit of walking, so we come up here, and 7 o'clock on the morning, half 7 on the morning, the amount of wildlife you see is absolutely fantastic. And here we have our paddock, our dog exercise area, all fenced in. So if you want to bring your fluffy friends and let them run wild, you've got just short of 3 acres to do that with. Then we have the actual campsite itself. Obviously all shielded by the copious amounts of hedging. And believe me, it's an absolute sun trap in the summer. Everybody can be south facing, the pitches are huge, electric on every pitch, water to every pitch. Excuse the black bin liners on the electric post and the water post, they're just there just to protect them from the weather, from the wind. Here we have our main entrance. Excuse the blue sheet, just protecting the benches from the winter weather. And then we have the existing toilets, which, like I say, the plan is to strip these out over winter. We use this one as a bit of an information area. That'll obviously be changing as of next year. And the second one. say, we haven't decided yet whether we're going to do both into a shower toilet or just one into a shower. Like I say, we're only a 5-pitch site. We just need to do a little bit of planning. Yeah, so that's it. That's sort of the end of our first video. Like I say, we've never ever done anything like this before. There's going to be mistakes, things we've made that we could have done a little bit better. But for the first video, that's it really, a little bit about the campsite. Obviously I forgot to mention the campsite is seasonal. It's only open from March through to October, so we're closed for the winter at the minute. Like I say, open for the week before Easter, I think it is, next year. And we're a certified site with Freedom, free membership, so you don't have to be a member before you come. You make you a member when you get on site, free, and you actually get a free 1 night's camping per year. They send it out end of December, and you can use that at any of their certified sites. So yeah, if you've liked this video, give us some ideas really in the comments what you'd like to see, anything you like on the campsite that we haven't thought about that you think might be a good idea to sort of look at putting in the future. Anything you'd like us to sort of review or do, leave them in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you've liked the video, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and the plan is to release one of these videos every Monday. Cheers guys, thanks a lot, bye bye.